Do you know that one small mistake in sterilization can affect patient safety? Today we are going to talk about IC with a special guest from Italy. Hello guys, welcome back to Helvetic again.
And meet with us again, but last time we did not introduce ourselves.
Yes, because the last time we were too excited and forgot. So my name is Tirkit Nitimugunsap.
And my name is Yada Vishendi. So today we are going to talk about the sterility as always.
And how is it different from the first EP?
Because today we have a special guest from Italy.
Oh, can you spoil a little bit like who he is?
He is from Europe, trusted by hospitals and clinics around the world. When it comes to infection control, he takes it really, really seriously.
Ooh, I think that the listener already figured out who he is.
Then please joining me, welcome Mr. Mattia from Euronda company. Shao from Thailand. Thank you so much for coming today. But before we dive into the details, can you say hi to your audience who waiting to see you?
Ciao from Italy to your audience, and thanks a lot for the invitation.
We are really excited to talk with you today. Also, we prepare many questions for you. Since Euronda has been working with clinics around the world, we're curious about your perspectives. Let's go through the first questions and how is made in Italy different from others?
Okay, so how is made in Italy different from others? Italy has a very long manufacturing culture. It became famous for delivering excellence in various manufacturing sectors. Just think about any Italian brand, and you will always associate this with higher quality and excellence. Regarding our industry, the same principles apply. Plus, sterilization is heavily regulated in the European Union. It is one of the strictest regulatory bodies. So this also somehow forced us to deliver excellence. The goal in Euronda is to automate as much as possible the sterilization process, and this is reflected in our product portfolio. Our machines help the user, the operator, to choose the right function. And even more, they automate this function with the goal of completely eliminating any possible human error.
And how is infection control important in this era?
Okay, so question 2, how is infection control important in this area? COVID has raised awareness of the need of proper sterilization standards and practices in not only in the hospitals or in the dental clinics, but in general within the population. This is reflected on a more conscious clients and also in the increasing of the sterilization standards required by the regulatory bodies around the world. Your patient trusts you when they walk into your clinic. It is your responsibility to make sure that they get treated in a safe environment with properly sterilized tools.
What is the most common mistakes clinics think is small but actually dangerous?
Okay, so the second part of the question, what's the most common mistake the clinics thinks is small, but it's actually dangerous? I wouldn't say that there is one common mistake, but mostly there is a possible infinite number of small mistakes that may result in really dangerous consequences for patients, for operators, for doctors, for dentists, assistants, and so on. Just to give an example, one may think that only the last step of the sterilization process, which is actually the sterilization itself, is important and ignores the steps that precede it. By doing this, they make the whole sterilization process non-effective. This is just an example. There are numerous other examples that I could give. So I would say not one specific mistake, but a very large number of small possible mistakes.
And the little things that most people always overlook, what is it?
Okay, so part 3 of the question, the overlooked things. I would here emphasize the word consistency when it comes to have a proper sterilization process. First of all, the equipment must deliver the highest industry standards. Then also the process cannot leave any room for mistakes or for interpretations. This can be caused by maybe new staff or unprepared staff. Again, by automating the process and investing in the education of the personnel, small common mistakes can be basically reduced to almost zero, safeguarding the health of the operators and also of the patients.
And any lesson learned from the European market that you would like to share?
Okay, so question 3. Any lesson learned from the European market that you would like to share? I can provide an example here. The example is the mandatory data tracking in some European markets. So by making it mandatory to have a record of the cycles in every step of the sterilization process, health authorities can check if the clinics are following proper procedures or if they're cutting corners. This results in better educated personnel and the better standardization of the sterilization protocol. All of this can be seen if we compare the percentage of cross-contamination infection in these countries compared to other countries where this has not been yet implemented.
And EU standard in the dental settings, is the EU standard different from the general procedure?
Okay, so question number 4, EU standard in dental setting, is the EU standard different from general procedure? Also here, I can share an example of the mandatory use of Class B in Europe compared to other parts of the world where we can still use Class N and Class S autoclaves. The use of Class B autoclaves ensures that any instrument can be sterilized. So we can talk about solid instruments, porous instruments, packaged, unpackaged, hollow, etc. While the Class B removes any possibility for mistakes, because again, the operator doesn't need to think. Any instrument can be sterilized. Class N and Class S leave room for human error. The operator, once has a set of instruments to sterilize, needs to think which ones can be sterilized, which Class S and which Class N, and which ones cannot. This is not a problem with Class B. So this is just an example of reducing human error by automating, let's say, standardizing and increasing the technology of the product.
From your experience visiting many clinics, what is the biggest infection control mistake you see most often?
Okay, so this is question number 5. From your experience visiting many clinics, what's the biggest infection control mistake? Okay, here the general issue is not having invested in automation and again in a standardized protocol. This can lead to basically any sort of possible mistake. I can give just another example here. Let's say there is a new staff. She worked in another clinic and she was just hired in our clinic. In the previous clinic where she worked, the solution dilution for the ultrasonic washing was, let's say, 1%. In the new clinic, in our clinic, we use a chemical that must be diluted at 2%. She was not informed on this, or maybe she just didn't ask. She thought the same applies as in her previous clinic. So in this case, the ultrasonic washing is not effective. What can be a solution for this problem to eliminate this kind of human mistake? Again, automation. The dosing of the liquid can be automated. There are a lot of automation disinfection machines, and this is also what we do in our AeroSafe line.
Any key takeaways to your Thai fans?
Okay, so some key takeaways. To wrap up, I would say don't think that investing time and a little bit of money into proper sterilization equipment and protocol is a waste. Get educated on these topics, educate your personnel too. By adopting some small changes in the way you do things in your clinics and following the advices of experts in this field, you can protect yourself, your colleagues, and your patients. In the opposite way, by ignoring this, you are potentially putting lives at risk.
Today, we learned that infection control is not just about sterilization machines, it's about building a complete system from washing, packing, steaming, storing, to recording. Every small step matters because one small mistake can affect patient trust.
And in this era, especially after COVID-19, clinics are not only judged by the treatment outcomes, but also by the safety standards. Infection control is no longer a back office task, it's part of your clinic's reputation.
Thank you so much to Mattia for sharing valuable insights with us today. We truly appreciate learning from European standards and the philosophy behind made in Italy manufacturing.
And if you'd like us to explore more about sterilization systems, workflow optimizations, or documentation management, let us know in the comments.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Health Medic. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.